more, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Who's that on the other side of the glass? Is that Mario Bro, a.k.a. Latinx?
See.
What up, man?
What's good, Corey?
Steak, money, free money, someone giving you cash.
Yes.
Scantily dressed ladies. This is New Orleans, so I guess if you go to the French Quarter and that. No, what's good? Life is good, Mario Brothers. Life in New Orleans is good.
Heck yeah.
You know? Saturday, I was biting into a... was it Saturday? Maybe it was Friday. Little shrimp po' boy from Domalisi's.
Nice.
Uptown by Chapatulas, Annunciation, and I forget what is it. It's like Annunciation and Bell Castle or something. I forget the corner. Anyway, I've known it my whole life. So yeah, life's good. I was eating that po' boy going, life's good.
Nice.
Especially in the city of New Orleans. Anyway, got a good Monday program lined up for you. A lot going on. A lot to discuss. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. That voice you heard that wasn't mine was, in fact, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X. He's fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. Dial us up. Anything you want to discuss. 766-9480. Thanks so much for checking us out on radio, on television, on YouTube. Lots of ways to check out the program. Spread the word. If you go to CoreyTalks.com, lots of links, connections, and just, old school. Oh, he's on 93.9 FM. I can link up to that and listen. 107.9 FM. Even a couple of AMs, including 600 AM. Sneaky little powerful signal, old school AM. Goes from like Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida, all up and down the I-10 corridor. Mississippi Gulf Coast, Alabama Gulf Coast, 600 AM. Yeah, you right. Cox Channel 4 Television. They're the number one TV provider in Louisiana, Cox. And I'm on Cox Channel 4 in Metro Baton Rouge, in Metro Lafayette, and of course in Metro New Orleans. One day I'll get this mic right. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. If you're a charter television subscriber, what they've been Spectrum now for a few years. Spectrum Channel 333 on the North Shore, River Parishes, Cajun Country, wherever Spectrum is. I'm there weekday afternoons at 4. Spectrum Channel 333. And the Neutral Ground with me, Corey Johnson, on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Sunny, partly cloudy, scattered thunder showers. We get the troika. We get the trifecta on a day like this. I got sunny, blue skies this morning. Then I got kind of cloudy and overcast. Then I got a pretty torrential rainstorm. 87 feels like 92. Yeah, full slate, by the way. Louisiana's new, weaker ethics laws, essentially make an already weak ethics board weaker, literally weaker. Who are you worried about? The tough ethics boards restricting Louisiana politicians from doing their job, or Louisiana politicians stealing from us? What would be a concern for you? Exactly. The trash wars in the French Quarter. I'll fill you in on that. Trader Joe's website, a couple of New Orleans stores opening in 2025. Boy, for Uptown to open in 2025, they're going to build fast. It might be all modular. They might throw that thing up in like a month. Already got a lot of dirt and pilings in the ground over there on Napoleon and Ferret. The Ferret Jet, it was once known as, is now the Ferret Slow, which is good because the Fretzlow has like 50 businesses in between Jefferson and Napoleon. The ping pong ball keeps bouncing at me, shoot. I'll fill you in on that. Trump threatening tariffs. I'll fill you in on that. But first, we head to the phone lines. 766 9480. 766 9480 is how you dial us up. Love to hear from you. Question, comment, critique, whatever. Robert in New Orleans joins us on the program. Roberto, what's up?
Hey, Corey, I was listening to you on Friday, and you were talking about all these ex-cons that are running for office, and you said we ought to elect people who care about the city. I agree, but I'm going to kind of lower the I'm going to lower the bar. I think we should be electing people that don't that haven't been to federal prison. You know.
Hang on a second, Rob, real quick. What do you have? Multiple cell phones?
No, someone left that here. It's not mine.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. All of a sudden, Rob's making calls to all his friends in Europe tonight on the found cell phone.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, Corey, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just laughing.
Yeah. So the John Johnson thing, that's crazy, and he's running. And I saw him on one of the news. I think David Hammer was interviewing him, and he gave all this rationale for why he's running. And at the end, he said, "Look at my predecessor." In other words, it worked for him. But
wait, real quick. The David Hammer interview. I just read the transcript because I mean, watching the video takes so long. I'd much rather just read these stories. I hate when there's just a video up. I want the written part so I can just blow through it real quick, get what I want out of it. Hammer basically hammers John Johnson. He's like, you pled guilty to this. And he's like, yeah, but it was really this. And then Hammer's like, yeah, but you pled guilty to this and that, and you even signed off on it. And he's like, yeah, but And he's like, that isn't what this says. It says the opposite. John Johnson just contradicting himself. It's like the Bill Jefferson. I have an honorable explanation for the 90,000 in cash in the freezer. Cleo Fields. I have an honorable explanation for the 20 grand stuffed down the front of my pants from Edwin Edwards in his office, the FBI video. There's never, ever been an honorable explanation. Now you got a guy who's up against it, John Johnson, so he's trying to de-emphasize it. Cleo Fields just ignored, when he was running anybody bringing up the FBI video and never explain anything. John Johnson saying, taking it on, saying it's nothing. That isn't what I signed off to. It's a lesser thing. That's not correct. And Hammer's like, no, here are the facts, the law, what legally went down. So now it was pretty brilliant by David Hammer at Channel 4.
Yeah, but did you notice? I saw that, but the last thing John Johnson said was basically, "Well, look at my predecessor." I mean, he got elected in that district, and it's funny because you've made comments over time about the bad leadership in District D and how, and you know what? I don't know really what Oliver Thomas has done in District D. There's no, they haven't broken ground on Six Flags. They haven't broken ground on Lincoln Beach. They're still dumping tires out there. I mean, I don't know what he's done, but
no, you're right.
But it's like Helena Moreno doesn't in her campaign. She doesn't even need to say anything. I don't think. It's just like But it's really crazy between voting for not voting for Ivy Waste, the thing with the Pontalba apartment. It's just I don't know what he's thinking or who's advising him, but it's like I said, I don't think Helena Moreno needs to even say anything. He's like digging his own grave.
Yeah, the vote the other day, to override the mayor's trash contract, 5-1. Joe Giarrusso recused himself because he's not running again. He's joined a law firm that apparently there's some conflict of interest. Oliver Thomas has several conflict of interests that no public person, you, me, anyone would consider BS. He works for Troy Henry, essentially at Troy Henry's radio station that Troy Henry owns like 25% of, is one of 4 partners, may own a larger percentage of that, may own less, whatever. He's one of 4 people that owns that station. Oliver Thomas is there. They supposedly are cousins. He acknowledges they're very close friends. He could just say, I'm very friendly with him and I want to recuse myself. I mean, instead he votes with the mayor's interests. It's just like, no, he's digging his own grave in this mayor's race, and he's already painfully behind, both in the polls and financially. Helena Moreno's running commercials right now, just as I predicted. Mid-July, she'll have the money to spend, and she's spending it in mid-July, and she'll be spending it in August. And Oliver Thomas and, anyone else, Royce Duplessis and Hunter especially, you won't see them till September. You won't see them till September, till football kicks off. But maybe a few spots here and there in a month, in mid-August to late August when Saints training camp kicks off. Maybe do some spots in the first Saints preseason game, but not the second one, that kind of thing. They have, Oliver Thomas has $300,000. Helena Moreno has close to $2 million.
Well, with these ex-cons running, I think it's very selfish on their part, because they've got their supporters. It puts them in an awkward position. And I'll say this: if Oliver Thomas were to win, because I went back and looked when he was convicted back in 2008, it was national media. The New York Times covered it, and they just slammed him, and they said this looks really bad.
Oh, no, it'll be like Marion Barry in D.C. It'll be convicted felon, elected mayor, city of New Orleans. Coming right back.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Producing tomorrow's talk radio today, Corey Johnson.
Wait, this is tomorrow's newspaper. Precisely. I already went further ahead into time to see what else happens.
Your View, Louisiana. That's Cox Channel 4 in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Lafayette. And live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
Future. Unbelievable.
Roberto in New Orleans was pretty funny, actually. He's like, what has been done in New Orleans East? Six Flags, they haven't broken ground. Lincoln Beach, they haven't broken ground. Tires dumped. It's like, that's pretty much the New Orleans East legacy. Six Flags, we haven't broken ground. Lincoln Beach, we haven't broken ground. Tire dumping, you bet. Welcome to New Orleans East, home of not one good restaurant. Wow. Now you go to the Far East, I guess you got Vasinovich's for lunch and Dong Fong Bakery for lunch and dinner. But otherwise, yeah, slim pickings in New Orleans East as far as restaurants. No, what a shame. And it isn't because it's a black neighborhood or there's too many black neighborhoods, quote, black neighborhoods in America that have all kind of stuff. Outback Steakhouse, Olive Garden, all kind of crap. It's unbelievable. Six Flags haven't broken ground. Six Flags, I mean, years ago, hey, the city has an announcement that we want to redevelop the old Six Flags site. Instead of naming it like the Sportsman's Paradise site or something and proactively reaching out to people. So it's really unknown who they're searching for. And the people that might want it don't know it's available. The people that might want it don't know it's available. So Troy Henry wins. Demario Davis and Drew Brees of the Saints are runners up for the Six Flags project. I mean, it's mind-blowing. It's crazy. So Troy Henry wins. Years go by. Buc-ee's says, we're going to build in Mississippi, the Menge exit. Mississippi comes in there, got to widen the highway, widen a bridge. The Buc-ee's in North Louisiana that's being built like in Bossier. No, that one's under construction. It's the Lafayette one. There are delays on construction for the Lafayette Buc-ee's. And Buc-ee's obviously desperately wants to do it. They've studied the corridor. They know there's money there. Has nothing to do with Louisiana. It's probably Texas through to Florida. But so they desperately want it there. It fills a gap. So they're like, oh, yeah, weather's delayed construction. And also some widening of bridge and road projects in Louisiana is getting bogged down. They throw that out secondary to the weather causing construction problems. Hancock County's in the same weather corridor as Lafayette. They opened the Buc-ee's there, so weather's not the problem. It's Louisiana's slow to widen the highway and the bridge, where Mississippi jumps on it and widens the highway and the bridge. And the Buc-ee's is open in Mississippi. So, I mean, think about that. Six Flags, let's year zero. Hey, Six Flags site's available. Year like 1 or 2. Troy Henry awarded that. Year 4, 5. Nothing happening at Six Flags. Buc-ee's announces they're coming to Mississippi. Year 6.5, Buc-ee's opens. Six Flags, nothing going on. Nothing. No ground broken on anything new. And demolition's pretty easy, especially when it's not hardened structures. Taking down the Zephyr is easy. Taking down these old rides that have been sitting there for 20 years, fairly easy. Demolishing old buildings that are already waterlogged and wrecked, pretty easy. Some hardened, brick, what house overbuilt 100 years ago, a lot harder. Like Plaza Tower, taking that down, much harder. Six Flags, no ground broken. Lincoln Beach, no ground broken. I mean, it's a beach. The beach part isn't changing a whole hell of a lot, right? So like the part from the beach to the road, fence it off, under construction. but have people be able to access the beach and the water. Have that open already. It's just crazy. So haven't broken ground on Six Flags, haven't broken ground on Lincoln Beach, and tire dumping. Mentioned this last week, mentioned this last month, mentioned this 6 months ago, mentioned this a year ago. Some, GoPro cameras, some battery packs, and some little solar panels, and some motion detectors, like $3,000-$4,000 each site, like $3 or $4 grand each site. Cellular connection, motion detectors go off big truck, tire dumping, it's shooting video, catch the license plate, police are notified. All of a sudden, that area, truckers, man, you don't go to Mishu anymore. You don't drive in from Alabama or Tennessee to dump an 18-wheeler load of tires anymore, because you can save a few grand dumping in Louisiana than paying in Alabama or Tennessee, because they took Jimmy's truck. They took Jimmy's 18-wheeler and the trailer. They took Jimmy's truck. You better not go illegally tire dump in New Orleans. That's how it works. There aren't four-wheelers on Sundays all over New Orleans anymore. There's no more car drifting anymore in New Orleans, and there's rarely a car jacking anymore in New Orleans. You want to know why? Because the police are proactive, and the message has been sent out. The criminals aren't watching my show and go, man, as they're, cleaning their gun and loading up some, magazine that holds 30 or 40 bullets. They're not watching my show, but they're talking amongst themselves, and they're going, Jimmy, like Jimmy got his 18-wheeler snagged in these, Jimmy got his four-wheeler taken away, and Jimmy spent 3 nights in jail. Better not ride the four-wheelers anymore. Hey, the drifting thing's not a good idea. Jimmy got arrested drifting. So that's how that works. No, sadly, the tire dumping in the East, it's like a $20,000, $30,000 fix. Seriously. And the fix pays for itself in a week. You confiscate an 18-wheeler or two. I mean, my God, what are you selling those off for? Sell them off pennies on the dollar, and you're paying for $20,000, $30,000 in Go cams and, GoPro cameras and motion detectors and a little cell you'll hook up at, I don't know, a half dozen little locations in the East. Some are in the same location, just getting different angles, and different spot might be a mile or two apart. We know who's dumping the tires, essentially. It's notify state police. There's a rig heading across the twin span towards Slidell. It's green in the front. It's got a couple of big baskets that normally carry tires, like a sugarcane type truck. It's a dually, too. 2 baskets, empty baskets, because their load was just dumped in the East. State troopers pull them over, confiscate the truck, arrest the driver. Problem goes away pretty quickly. No. Problem, solution. Anyone can tell you the problem. Anyone can be negative and cynical and jaded. Politicians love telling you the problem and no solution. Love getting you worked up on stuff that's not even real, especially. But here's a problem: tire dumping in the East. The solution is easy. A few $1,000s, not $100,000. Simple, like what hunters use. It's real easy. Really, too easy. I don't even do this. GoPro camera, battery pack, solar panel, cellular hookup, motion detectors. Kaboom goes the dynamite. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. 766-9480. Any questions, comments, and the like? Hey, this is the week. It's Monday. We're in July. It's summertime. This is the week you plan to go to Gallagher's 527. Closed on Sunday, closed on Monday. You got the rest of the week to make your plans to finally get to Gallagher's 527. This restaurant Corey has been talking about professionally now. They're one of our advertisers. Talking about them for about 9 months just because I loved them. It was that good. I was going all the time. I wasn't getting anything free. I pay for everything just like you do. But just fantastic. I'll be going later this week for lunch, and it's hard for me to get off that trio, that cup of gumbo to start, the crab meat St. Francis appetizer, this little ramekin with jumbo lump crab meat, piping hot. It's not an au gratin. There's no cheese in it. It's better than a crab meat au gratin. It's crab meat au gratin taken to a higher level. It's incredible. It's a Warren LaRuth recipe that Pat Gallagher has recreated, the original recipe. So, yeah, cup of gumbo is what I start off with. Seafood gumbo, just rich, brown, full of shrimp and crab meat. Had some crawfish in it the last time I went. Incredible. Crab meat St. Francis, piping hot in that ramekin, these little toast point things or whatever you want to call them. You just lob some of that goop on there. You can see the jumbo lump crab meat in it, piping hot. So good. And then I get the shish kebab, 4 chunks of filet with green peppers, bell peppers, white onions, sizzling in butter with green beans. I'm not a big green bean eater. I knock out the entire pile of green beans. Incredible. Great lunch. It isn't on the menu, Corey's, Troika or the Corey's three-way or the triple or Corey's triple. None of that. It's just what I get when I go for lunch the last like 3 or 4 times. Dinner, different thing. I'll get some, like the Merlaton is incredible. The seafood Merlaton, it's like $10 for this side that when you taste it and you see the crab meat and the shrimp in it, you're going to be like, this is $10. And then the sweet potato casserole, just outstanding. It's almost like dessert. This is the week. Make it across the lake to Mandeville. They're open tomorrow through Friday for lunch. They're open tomorrow through Saturday for dinner. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have been going there for years. You South Shore folks, it's right across the causeway, immediately on your right. So it's like 25 minutes from Lakeside, right behind that Shell station, right by the Aquista Pace Grocery. 527. I guess that's East Causeway approach. Gallagher's 527. Make plans to go this week for lunch or dinner. You'll be glad you did. And I'm telling you, it's that good. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, Louisiana's new weaker ethics laws make an already weak Louisiana Ethics Board much weaker. Mind-boggling. Only in Louisiana.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone.
At Audubon Gutters.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Monday. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X, at the controls, fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. 766-9480. Less than 90 days till Election Day, October 11th. Hey, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. I used to go to Dandy Don's website, the LSU website, the old man. I think the son runs it now.
Yeah, that's a throwback name.
Yep. And he'd always have the countdown. How many days until, I think I saw it, is it like 67, something like that? 57?
They're definitely
Not too many. It's end of August for both LSU and Tulane to get things cranked up, I believe.
All those countdowns are on like the long snappers. Yeah, like in the 50s.
Yep. Brian Kelly says deepest, best squad. I mean, it's kind of weird because, you know, I follow football and all that. And there just seem the last few years, there've always been some gaping holes. Like last year's a defensive line. I mean, you bring in a couple of transfers from smaller schools and they start on your D-line. I mean, this is the Southeastern Conference. Your D-line needs to be like Georgia or Alabama, Texas. You need to go like 6 or 8 deep on the D-line. A traditional LSU D-line has backups that are starter types at other SEC schools.
Exactly.
And lately it's been tough to get 4 starters. Now all of a sudden, like that problem solved because of, the transfer portal #1 class and these last couple of recruiting classes. I hope that's right. I hope that's the truth. And I hope Brian Kelly's right on when he says, my deepest squad ever. This is like a Notre Dame team that went to the playoffs. I hope he's right on all that. The only thing I can say is the wild card is when you have a quarterback that's really, really, really good, that can make up for things that can. In college, that could count for 3 wins.
Yes.
3 wins.
And they already had 2 years of Jaden Daniels. If you have 2 years of Garrett Nussmeier with the numbers he's put up and don't make it, past 9 wins, then yeah, that's not going to be considered a good season.
No, Jaden Daniels was like a 9-win, wasn't it?
Yeah, 9
wins
and 3.
the Heisman.
Was his best season. Yeah, and you lost 3 games with that. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, we'll see. It just seems to me like outside of, Nussmeier, he's obviously superior at that position. He's one of the best in the country, much less the SEC. Could be early first-round pick.
Yes.
Outside of him, I'm not saying they're in talent at certain positions at his level. The overall depth doesn't seem to be at his level. Like, hey, we got a championship squad. I might be wrong. All these transfers might mesh. Hell, look at the 2019 team. It was a bunch of transfers. It was a bunch of new coaches in different spots, all kind of changes, and it all just meshed together like they'd been playing together for years,
Yes.
LSU baseball this year, national title. I think you had roughly, let's just say 30 players to make it easy. You had 10 coming back. You had 10 freshmen. You had 10 transfers. Like 2/3 of your team was new. And they, you know, I don't know.
No, that's all a fair assessment.
Yep.
We'll see.
Monday, Corey Johnson with you. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. 766-9480. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Yeah, a new Louisiana weaker ethics board. Weaker laws, like literally like there's some provision where a politician can say something that's incriminating. Like, I stole that money, and then that can't be used against them. That's like part of the law. They've expanded the board, but gave the governor more appointees. And the university presidents don't have say over the appointees. So it's very political. All this kind of stuff just, I mean, if you're like a big Jeff Landry supporter, that kind of thing, you're Shane Guidry, you love it. And then there'll be some bleeding heart liberal Democrat in the governor's mansion in a decade or so, and they'll flip-flop all this crap and use it against, common sense and go with their agenda. It's just not good. These power trip things aren't good. And Jeff Landry with these boards all across the state, it's all about control and power. And that backfires when, at least according to those folks, it backfires when the other folks are in control. Anyway, a Channel 4 story's really well written. Weakening of ethics investigations could help Louisiana officials get away with it. Board members warn. I mean, that says it all. Get away with it. Louisiana politicians already get away with it. The Louisiana Ethics Board already is weak. These are no-brainers. This isn't like, wow, Corey's going off on something here that no one's ever heard of before. The Mississippi River flows by, New Orleans. Mario Brothers and I were just talking about LSU football Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. These are real things. Louisiana politicians being corrupt, the ethics board being weak. These are real things. Now the ethics board's even weaker. It just gives a green light for politicians to do deviant crap. That's what they want. Amongst themselves, they're always bitching and complaining about not making enough money being a legislator. That's not your job. It's a civic duty thing. You're supposed to be a normal person that has a regular job, and you're actually sacrificing from that job a little bit. Could be not making quite as much money because you're doing something civic-minded. You're giving to the state. So, getting free stuff because you don't get paid enough being a legislator is ridiculous. I'll never forget Walker Hines. He was like 24. He wins a House seat in Baton Rouge. Day one, he gets up there. It's like day one. He's like, we're going to change the ethics laws. No cup of coffee. There's a law in like Florida, I think, South Carolina, maybe. The nickname's no cup of coffee law. An elected official can't take anything of value, even a cup of coffee, from anyone, a citizen, a lobbyist, nothing of value. An elected official can make nothing of value. He was laughed off the floor. One legislator got up there and said, I'm not going to go even talk to my constituents unless it's at lunch and they're paying for it. It's just mind-blowing, the mentality of the Louisiana legislator, because it's this Edwin Edwards, John Alario, all this old school crap. It's a childish, simple mentality. It's not, you don't need to be a genius. It's about setting up friends and family, and the hell with us. And we just kind of just deal with it. Even worse, I mean, you could go to black folks in New Orleans, and if you said, man, if Mark Morial were mayor, we wouldn't have problems in New Orleans. You could get a bunch of black folks saying, not only right, you damn right, and clapping and patting me on the back for that comment. And I could go to white or black folks in Louisiana and say, if Edwin Edwards was governor, we wouldn't be having this problem, and I'd be a hero. It's just mind-blowing. It's like the people that have screwed us the most, that have let us down the most, that have sold us out the most, they're the ones you want to, hook your wagon to, stick your flag in that. That's just pathetic. I mean, the Mark Morial administration, you can pretend all you want and just focus in on Mark and be in this little vacuum and bubble. Or you can go, what was New Orleans doing during the Morial administration? And what was Atlanta doing in Dallas and Houston? What were they doing? What was Charlotte doing during the Morial administration? I mean, are you kidding me? Getting our rear ends handed to us. Every year of the Morial administration was 4-12, 4-12, 4-12. It was Mike Ditka. 6 wins, 3 wins. Trade the draft for Ricky Williams. It was a joke. Like Edwin Edwards, the Morial administration, I mean, don't take my word for it, Google it. Probably the most corrupt administration in mayoral history in New Orleans. And Edwin Edwards, we know his legacy. All he is just a lying, crooked deviant. That's all he is. Nothing good about him. No, he's a nice guy. Boils crawfish really well. You hang out with him. He's a nice guy. I'm sure John Hilario is probably a nice guy. I was at Fausto's one time, saw John Hilario hobbling into Fausto's a year or two ago. Doesn't matter if he's a nice guy, just crooked politicians. No, we have weak ethics laws to begin with. And Jeff Landry's administration, love Jeff Landry or not, this is where it's hard. This is where you have to be able to love something, yet go, hey, they're wrong, or I disagree with them on this, or this is a major problem. Too much of a power trip, whatever it is. You can't just be full agreement across the board because you're not fair or objective and you're just blinded. You're ridiculously biased. Your opinion ceases to count because we know where you stand every time. Thumbs up, everything's good. No, Jeff Landry folks that really care, the bottom line's what you're worrying about, and I get it, but these little things, lots of little things like this add up to a big thing. And this expanding the board, taking the university presidents out of it, having all the board members, Jeff Landry people, making it ridiculously hard for an investigation. The politicians claiming there are too many investigations going on. They come out after us for any little minor infraction. I mean, seriously, this is what's being said. It's comical. Yes, you're an elected official. We come after you for any minor infraction. And this is the Louisiana Ethics Board. They overlook so many minor and major infractions. And then if they do something, it's all bark and no bite. Rarely are there any serious consequences for various, very serious misdeeds, even criminal activity. So no, kind of a bummer. Like the Channel 4 story says, weakening of ethics investigations could help Louisiana officials get away with it, board member warns. I'm trying to keep up on this. I'm going to go with an assumption, and I'm going to go with Michael Hecht, because the ping pong ball keeps bouncing. Out at Michoud, Syncom Space Services, a contractor, does operations and maintenance. They're laying off like 300 people at Michoud. But there's a new contractor, Nova Space Systems, out of Alaska. Are they hiring those nearly 300 that are being laid off? We just talked about this on Friday with Michael, that, more money's going to Michoud, like tens of millions of dollars more. The jobs are more secure than ever. So hopefully they're just switching to another company. Coming right back.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Not an FM disc jockey, not a former politician, Corey Johnson.
You're not the DJ. You're a raconteur. You're a storyteller. You're a griot.
It's true. Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. Mario Brothers, I used to host a show. It was just ironic. We were trying to host a Saints players show, and this sales guy who's really dedicated, good guy, Trey was his name. He's like this Kyle Turley guy on the O-line. Like Willie Rofe was the man, you know?
Yeah.
This Kyle Turley guy is, sort of up and coming, and he's California. He likes to talk. And Turley was solid on the line. It's like a rookie. So the next year, it's the Kyle Turley show. He's all pro that year. Yes. All pro. Not Pro Bowl, all pro. So we're doing the Kyle Turley show. I think it was like on Thursday afternoons. I was doing a sports talk show. Yeah. And we do it from Mike Ditka's restaurant, which is where in that St. Charles Hotel right by Lafayette Square Park, it's now Desi Vega's Steakhouse.
Okay, yeah, I know where that is.
So Desi Vegas Steakhouse was Mike Ditka's. And Mike Ditka's wasn't bad. It was pretty good. They had this double-cut pork chop that was really good and a few other things. High-end wine. It was an expensive restaurant. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like great, but it wasn't bad. It's chain-ish, but high-end, super expensive. So anyway, I'm doing a show there. And then, Ditka's name's on it, and Ditka's there, and the wife's there, and whatever. They're in and out of it, whatever. New Orleans is a small town. Yeah. But obviously his agent's handling it, and an ad agency's promoting the restaurant. The Ditkas aren't making these decisions. So the Turley show's a success. I mean, we're packing the place just because Turley's success is taking off at the same time the show's going. It just worked hand in hand. It was amazing. Organic. It was. The place was packed. So, I mean, they're busting open like Opus One and giving me a glass of that because it's so packed, you know. And Opus One's like $1.50 a bottle.
Yeah, that's
so I'm drinking like, you know, a $30 glass of wine because after the show, because they're like another $30, $40, $50,000 day. Like literally, it was insane. Selling steaks and double cut pork chops and all this crap. So about, you know, in October, they're like, the agency approached me like, Corey, we want you to do live commercials. You're there all the time. You eat the pork chop all the time. Since it was in a hotel, you could even get it for breakfast. I was going in there and getting it's a single cut pork chop and these hash browns for breakfast sometimes.
Sounds good.
So anyway, I start promoting it and talking about it. And literally, you know, I'm doing a sports talk program and I think Ditka sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was a bad choice. I don't think he knows what he's doing. We didn't really get along. You know, I wasn't like covering the Saints like heavy.
Yeah.
But I'm doing sports talk, so I'm covering. When I say I wasn't covering him, I wasn't at camp every day. I wasn't, but I'm going to press conference, whatever. So Ditka just ignores me. We don't get along at all. Doesn't really even realize I'm doing commercials. So they kind of just told me some copy points were like, write your own commercial, you know, do whatever. So literally, I need to find the commercial. It was like, hey, it's Corey Johnson for Mike Ditka's restaurant. He may not know how to coach, but he makes one hell of a double cut pork chop. That literally was in the commercial that ran on WWL radio where we had the rights to the Saints and Mike Ditka was the head coach.
Oh my goodness.
That spot ran for a few weeks until I guess somebody complained and they made me recut it or whatever. I was like, that spot's great. Team's like 3 wins and the pork chop's pretty good. What part are we missing here, y'all?
Yeah. No, that's great. The fact they made it on air is like a
Oh,
boss
no,
move.
it made on air for like 3 weeks or longer.
That's awesome.
Maybe a couple of months. And then I'm walking in and Mike Ditka's wife's sitting at the bar and it's like 3:30. I'm guessing like the show was like 4 to 6 or the show was 3 to 5, 2:30, whatever. It's 30 minutes before.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they're finishing setting up the engineers, the table and putting up the banner and getting the equipment tested. And I'm walking and got like a knapsack and a bag or something. Mike Ditka's wife sitting there smoking a cigar at the bar and just looks at me. And I said, hey, Mrs. Ditka, or something like that. Like, hi, Miss Ditka, or good afternoon, whatever. And she looked at me and just said some expletives to me. And I just smiled and laughed more than anything and went and did the 2-hour program after that. I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
That's funny. Are they still married?
I'm sure they're still married. I mean, but Mike Ditka was such a terrible coach, just awful. So unorganized. Jim Fink said it best. The term ready, fire, aim comes from Mike Ditka. That's how he described him. Ready, fire, aim. And it's so true. It's just an emotional mess. Yeah. You know, we're going to draft Grabowskis, just all this crap. You know, he's living like in a fantasy world, like after the fact. You're looking at those teams like the old Packers, the old Bears, you playing tight end, you know, hungover from the night before, Grabowski's. It's a different era. Yeah. And you're looking after the fact, after you did it and won. Now you have to do it from scratch and bring in winners and all this. This was the best thing. I mean, this was Ditka to a T. It's pre-draft and someone asked Ditka, because Werfel had won the Heisman at Florida. Someone just arbitrarily you know, I don't know why this came up and no one pieced it together, including the reporter. Do you think Werfel will be drafted like in the top 100 picks? You know, and Mike Ditka goes, I guarantee you Danny Werfel will be picked in the first 100 picks. And the Saints had like the 98th pick in the fourth round pick, 98th overall, 99th overall, and they picked Danny Werfel. So Mike Ditka literally had a draft penciled out, all these, quote, Grabowskis. Like, here's where we're going to draft. Not, here's our top players. Wow, we're picking 38th, and they got some guys on the board that we have at 15. Let's pick the 15 guys. Oh, no, we already have, you know, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, penciled in. Got Corey Johnson penciled in already for 6th round. Just crazy.
Yeah, wild way to run a team.
No, 6 wins, 3 wins. Drove it into the toilet. Trades the entire draft for Ricky Williams and acts like we'll be Super Bowl champs next year because of it. Man. Just crazy. Yep. I felt it was like the Saints drafting Russell Erxleben, the kicker, in the first round.
Nah,
really?
Very fair. Staying to one's great reputation, I guess.
He's a Hall of Fame tight end. He's an animal. Like I said, get hammered the night before, come to the game hungover, reeking, and no sleep, literally hungover, and go shag 8 balls for 100 yards and 2 scores. He was a brute. Broken nose, lose a tooth. He's bleeding. He's showing up all day long, every day. Mike Ditka was an animal. But that was the 60s. That was that era. You show up to training camp out of shape, get in shape at training camp. It was that era.
Man.
Today, you show up in training camp out of shape, you don't make the squad.
Yeah.
This guy wants to make the squad. He says he's a good deep snapper. It's Blue Boy. Blue Boy, you got for punting, it's like, he's already interrupting me. You hear that, Mario Brothers? He's like, only for extra points and kicks. He says he can snap it about 7 yards, 15 to the punter, 12 to 15 back to the punter. Too far for old Blue Boy. He's also saying, stick around. The 5 o'clock power hour is next, New Orleans.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa, and now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Sunny, partly cloudy, scattered thunder showers. I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm saying it again because this is New Orleans. One of the three, two of the three, all three, maybe hit your neighborhood where you live or work. Sunny, partly cloudy, scattered thunder showers. Maybe you just had sunny. Maybe you had sunny and partly cloudy. Maybe you had sunny, partly cloudy, and scattered thunder showers like I did. I don't know about an inch, but I bet you I got a good solid half-inch of rain and a pretty steady downpour. Like it watered the lawn, it watered the plants, it watered my azaleas, that kind of thing. 87 feels like 92. Stay hydrated. Get some electrolytes in you if necessary. It's kind of bummed out. I discovered this stuff called body armor about a year ago. And I just drink the lemon lime one, which is all the sports drinks, Gatorade, Powerade, whatever. It is a superior product, especially the one that's sugar-free, to Gatorade or Powerade. It simply is. As far as nutrition. And now other people in a gym that are like gym rats, they wouldn't drink it. They put some powder in water and stir that up, and that's far superior to body armor. Body armor got bought by Coke. So it's guaranteed to not, something's cut corners. Yep. We don't need to put this in it. Something's going to go wrong. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, kiss of death. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm not like knocking Coke, like Coke's a bad company. It's just, it could be, they got bought by XYZ. They got bought. So instead of being not little body armor, pretty damn big company all by themselves, they're now got bought up by this monster. And I don't know.
Yeah. Kind of like Disney's not bad, but people say they ruined Star Wars when they bought it like that.
That's an interesting call. I mean, they definitely are getting their money's worth out of Star Wars. And they've added a gazillion chapters to, but I don't know. I've watched some of those other movies. I mean, I guess if you're, Rocky 1's the best. Rocky 2 is like watchable. And Rocky 3, 4, 5, they start getting utterly ridiculous. Yeah. But they're still kind of watchable because you love the character, all that kind of stuff. So I think Star Wars is kind of the same thing. The original one's probably the best. And then the second couple after the 2 and 3, and I know the first one's is like story 4. It's not even story 1. Whatever. The one that came out in 77, the 2 after that chronologically in our time, they get a little lesser, but they're still very, very good. I'm not saying they're getting gimmicky because I think there's still a high quality standard. Good actors, usually a pretty good story, but yeah, you're never going to keep it like at Rocky 1.
Fair.
I think it's hard to.
Yeah. No.
But at least it didn't turn into Caddyshack 2 or, which is atrocious. I mean, Caddyshack 1 is as good as it gets. Caddyshack 2 is terrible. There's so many, follow-ups. It's like, should have never done a 2. Some folks think Godfather 2 is better than Godfather 1. Mario Brothers would look at Godfather 1 and 2 and think it's like us watching Citizen Kane or Gone with the Wind. Mario Brothers is 30.
Yeah. Gone with the Wind is definitely my mom's favorite movie, so yeah.
Wow. But what do you think of Godfather? Just like old?
I think it's good. It's long. It's a long movie, but
boring.
Man, I wouldn't say boring, but I wouldn't call it the greatest movie ever. It's a good movie. It's a solid movie. It's a good movie. Like objectively, it's a good movie.
Thank you, Mario.
You're welcome.
I was gonna ask you your favorite, but you're 30 years old, so I'm not gonna ask you your favorite.
Good idea.
766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines 766-9480. Love to hear from you. Question, comment. Louisiana's new weaker ethics laws. Already had a weak ethics board. Now it's going to be even weaker. The inmates are running the asylum. It's like it's always been. It's that Mark Morial, New Orleans, Edwin Edwards, Louisiana, John Alario mentality, Bill Jefferson. Just the old FBI director, Jim Bernazani, said it best. He goes, everywhere they're stealing a little milk. Everywhere they're stealing a little milk. He said, here in New Orleans, they steal the milk, they steal the kettle, they steal the stool that the person sits on to milk the cow, they steal the cow. They steal it all. So true. So true. No, we need stricter ethics laws. We need objective, fair people like university presidents picking the people that go on that ethics board. And we need a pit bull. This is Louisiana politics. There's all kind of shenanigans and BS going on. You want to set a precedent where, no, you don't spend campaign funds on personal things. No, you can't get away with what John Alario got away with. No, you can't use it to buy suites at an LSU game or Saints games. Have to use it for the campaign. Can't use it to enrich yourself, Walter Reed. I mean, does anyone disagree with this? This is crazy. Weaker ethics laws in Louisiana, and the politicians literally say, like, we're getting harassed by the ethics board. Any little minor infraction, they're coming after us. Yeah, your reputation sucks. You're a Louisiana elected official. Sorry, if you're a legitimate one or a good one, you have to deal with the reputation of what's reality. 50 states in America, we are one of the most politically corrupt. Our politicians are a joke, a terrible reputation. You want a strong ethics board, not a weak one. This is a no-brainer. What rational, reasonable person would say, yeah, the Louisiana Ethics Board really, hassles the politicians. Any little minor infraction, they're just really nitpicky, and they're really particular. They dot every I and cross every T. It's Louisiana Ethics Boards. That's just oxymoronic. Totally. It's a joke of an ethics board. There's no bark, much less bite. And now it's weaker, and that's just how it is. 766-9480. It's accepted. Like I said last hour, you go to people in New Orleans, they'd want Mark Morial back as mayor and say the problems would be solved. You go to people in Louisiana, they'd want Edwin Edwards back. Problems would be solved. It's a joke. It's the John Alario syndrome. Blank resume, yet it's Big John and things named after him, and folks on the West Bank, because he paved like a driveway for him or something, they'll love him forever. He paved the driveway in 1978 for you. What's he done since 1978 for you? Wow. Louisiana is a trip. Our politicians are like, could have a TV show. Where's that? Why doesn't HBO ever just call it Louisiana Politics and just base it off of, like, every season could just be based off of last year in Louisiana. Just last year in Louisiana. Hey, the Trader Joe website. Do you go to Trader Joe, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx?
Every now and then, yeah. My girlfriend likes it.
Yeah. I'm not a big Trader Joe's fan.
Honestly, I don't see the hype yet.
Yeah, I don't either. I really don't. It's like Chick-fil-A on steroids. I don't see the hype at all.
Yes.
I'm totally lost on it.
You don't even have that much selection, I feel like.
I have been lured in, but I'm going to admit it. You can be like, God, Corey's a loser. I don't think I'm a loser at all. I think it's quite the opposite. I used to hit that Jefferson feed. I usually go to Central and Jefferson Highway, but I'd sometimes late night they're open. So if I ran out of food, I had to go over. I'd go to that emergency Jefferson feed Vets at Causeway.
Gotcha.
I would be walking in, and not one, not two, but like three beautiful women would be going into Trader Joe's, and I would be gravitated towards Trader Joe's, and I would just be like, well, I'll get something in there. And then right when I'd walk in, I'd realize, dude, you don't like Trader Joe's. There's nothing you're not getting milk here. You're not getting anything here. These women strictly pulled you in. And then I kind of hook a U-turn and go out. But it has happened like 3 times.
That's some good self-scouting, man. Good for you.
No, it is. It is. The old baseball thing, if you don't take a swing, how are you going to get a hit?
Yeah, exactly.
You
miss every shot. You don't
I got some friends like the pitcher threw the pitch into the bat.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he stumbled to first, just
We all know someone like that. Yeah.
Sure. No, and I'm no player.
Yeah.
I'm not batting 335. I've never. I remember at LSU, like my friends were like, "Let's go out and get some girls." I just feel like I hit one of my buddies like, let's go out and drink. We're going out to drink. Yeah. That's what we're doing. And because 99 out of 100, you're not scoring with a girl when you have an attitude. I'm going to hook up with a girl, but I would just go out in Baton Rouge and just arbitrarily could be in the quad at school, could be picking up a sandwich somewhere, could be at a bar at night. It was 24/7, 365. And I don't know where I'm going to bump into a girl and want to go out with her or be attracted to her. But this proactive, let's go get some women thing. Now, there were quote players that could pull that gimmick off. I had some friends like, oh boy, there's Charlie. He's going to be chasing that girl all night long. Yeah. And then the next day, what happened, Charlie? Oh man, I chased her till 5 a.m. She finally threw me out. Or that's my new girlfriend, whatever, So, no, I'm just a normal dude.
Yeah, I hear you. Good time.
I'm just a normal heterosexual dude who's attracted to women like every other heterosexual dude.
I'm in the same group. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Yummy, yummy in one's tummy. Lebanon's Cafe. I like Lebanon's Cafe. You will too. Lamb chops, shish kebab, including Gulf shrimp, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. Carrollton Avenue at Jeanette, Uptown, Mid-City, Old Jefferson, Old Metairie. It's right there, right by the streetcar barn. Tonight for dinner, they're open till 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-JC.com, your cool spots.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Yes, 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 and yes. Finally, Donald Trump gets it. I'm blown away just like about this Ukraine thing. I don't like war. I don't like that Ukraine's in a war with Russia. But this thing's been so crystal clear for so long. I mean, Russia is our enemy. There's no arguing there. Putin is a murdering dictator. Just a lying, murdering dictator. Just a sick individual. Is our enemy. Not a friend in any way. And it's obvious and it's clear. They invade Ukraine. The United States, NATO, Europe, we basically have a country that is hell-bent on defending themselves. How can you not respect and appreciate that? And is willing to fight Russia, and all we have to do is supply them with arms? I mean, it's like you have Ukraine with our weapons destroying Russia's military. That's just, it's not pure gold because it's a war, and no one should be celebrating that. But you try to make something positive out of this pile of crap that's thrown in front of you. Russia invading Ukraine. All these, normal hawks and conservatives that are against the war. Ukraine and Russia are like equal. Both are not, democracy. They're both communists. Both are corrupt. All this nonsense. It's insane. I'm not going to tell you Ukraine's perfect, that they don't have corruption problems. A lot of European countries have. We have corruption problems here. There are corruption problems with a bunch of our allies. Comes and goes, ebbs and flow. I mean, it's unbelievable, just the anti-Ukraine thing. And then President Trump was like belligerent. That BS nonsense with Zelensky, with J.D. Vance at the White House. Just terrible. And then cutting off weapons or at least slowing them down. Now Trump is saying what everybody's always known. Putin's full of crap. I mean, Trump's basically saying, yeah, he puts up a friendly front, but he lies. He says one thing, he does the other. It's like, we've been knowing this forever. This is obvious. But hey, I'll take what I can get. Donald Trump's the president. I don't bang my head against the wall, good, bad, run from it, embrace it. It's how it is. Nothing I can do about it. I'm glad that he's come around and now wants to desperately fund Ukraine, arm Ukraine. Patriot missiles are coming to Ukraine. No, we need to even go more. I mean, don't pull the Joe Biden. Don't just sort of placate and appease. Let's proactively, go after Russia through Ukraine. End this thing. No, the latest and greatest, Trump's threatening 100% tariffs on countries that do business with Russia if this war is not done in 50 days. In 50 days, if the war is still going on, there'll be 100% tariffs against countries doing business with Russia. Trump said the U.S. will send, they've reached a deal to send Patriot missile systems to NATO, and NATO is going to give them to Ukraine. NATO will buy Patriot missile systems from the United States, and they'll go to Ukraine. I mean, I'm the United States. I am, for every Patriot missile that goes, I'm building another one immediately. I'm on it right away, like white on rice. This big, beautiful bill has an increased defense budget already in it, increasing the defense budget tremendously. The amount of jobs and spark the economy with all these defense contractors refilling United States warehouses with all these weapons and missiles that we've sent to Ukraine. I mean, this is a moneymaker. And then when the war is over, the United States is going to be at the forefront of rebuilding Ukraine. It's going to be our U.S. companies, U.S. owned, our people going down there, us making a lot of money, a lot of profit off of the rebuilding of Ukraine. So no, Trump finally gets it. Finally gets it. Because Putin is a murdering thug. He is a brutal dictator. There's nothing friendly about him. There's nothing reasonable about him. Russia's not some great country. The opposite. They're like the world's largest gas station. That's what Russia is. The world's largest gas station. 766-9480 is how you can dial us up. No, I'm glad Trump's on board finally. Got to get all Republicans on board, all Democrats on board. The way we end this war is by decimating Russia's military, so much so that it crushes their economy worse than it already is. They're in a recession right now. Russians are suffering right now. Make the Russian population suffer more, and maybe they oust this lunatic. No, there's nothing good about Putin and Russia. Nothing wrong with the Russian people. It's like the Chinese people. Nothing wrong with the Chinese people. The Chinese leadership, the Chinese government, major problem. Russian people, wonderful. Russian government, Putin, nothing good. Nothing good. Hey, every day this program, The Neutral Ground with me, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra on the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10. Right on the corner, right on the price. For over 45 years, the big store, Lamarck Ford. Seriously. You're watching the program right now. You're listening to me right this moment. I ask a legitimate question. You're thinking of getting an Explorer or an F-150 pickup. You're going to go somewhere else but Lamarck Ford in Kenner? I'm a native New Orleanian. For decades and decades and decades and decades, Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Ford, the big store in Kenner. No, they've got what you want. The inventory, priced right, great service. No, if you're thinking of a new Ford vehicle, SUV, truck, the Mustang, you're going to go to another Ford dealership? Lamarck Ford, the big store. Right next door, number one Lincoln dealership, Lamarck Lincoln, number one in the state. Across the parish, going from the lake to the river, Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. That's your commercial truck, van, SUV dealership. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday, starting the week up again. That weekend went by fast. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. What were we laughing at, Mario Brothers, in the break? We were telling stories and laughing.
Oh, my Ditka, was that the break before? Oh, college, yeah.
Well, no, I thought you caught on to it. I thought where you got red faced and were laughing at my where the girl was, younger girl. Was
yeah, the terminology.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it is funny. I'm laughing at myself. But a few years ago, this girl was like, "You interested in friends with benefits, right?"
Yes.
And what did I tell you?
You asked, like, financial?
I know. It's like, I'm thinking, well, I didn't ask her that, but I thought to myself, what is she talking, like financial?
Oh, man. That was funny.
She's rich. I'm thinking this girl's got like a trust fund. She wants to give me money. I'm lost. I know we're friends, but I don't. Why does she want to give me money?
Man, you ever retort? That was the funniest thing I've heard all day.
Wow. Anyway, Friends with benefits. Yeah, I just never had heard that before. That's not my I'm Gen X, man.
Oh, that's
That's Gen Z.
What would you have called it then? What was the old way to say friends with benefits?
It was never said. It was just like
Which means
I mean, like, I hate to even say, like, I can call this girl and she comes over, it's like we have a mutual kind of,
it was like understood.
it's an understood relationship. Like, we don't date, we don't go to dinner much. We just kind of hook up every now and then, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
I guess. I don't know. It took a paragraph.
Yeah. Back then, I
You
feel
know?
like people were more ashamed. Like people are more shameless. With
Yeah. No. Today it's wide open. Your generation's a bunch of lunatics.
Yeah, no, I'm not denying that.
Y'all are out of control.
I'm not denying that at all.
There's no doubt about it. And this isn't some old guy with like, pull your pants up. Why are you wearing your waist? Your waist is in between your belt buckle's in between your waist and your knees. Pull your pants up. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about like my buddy who runs a restaurant and gets a text. Can't make it in tomorrow night. I have to go to my brother's party. No 2 weeks notice. Just not showing up. You text him. Sorry, took another job.
Yeah.
It's like you're working today.
That's wild. That's wild. That's just
Then having the nerve to, in a week, going, you owe me the $37 from that day I work. Can you mail the check to this address?
Yeah, that's not cool, man. Don't do that.
Lack of work ethic, not on time, don't understand traditions. Otherwise, your generation's really great people, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. Jeesh.
Thank you.
Wow. No, it's definitely, obviously it's how you're raised.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem.
That
in my lifetime, I saw this, people started 60s, 70s. I'm going up in the 70s and 80s. It's more about me and what I want to do and get divorced. I'm getting divorced, forget about the kids and the family. In the quote olden days, I'm sure all our parents had problems that have stayed married. I'm sure everybody that has stayed married has had problems. Some folks, probably not major ones. Some folks probably, like in today's world, would have pulled the trigger and gotten divorced. But because it was back then, they had a crappy relationship. Like, how long have you been married? 60 years. Year 17 through 21 wasn't so good. We struggled for those 4 years, but we made it through and we've been happy ever since. I'm sure there's a lot of relationships like that. The year 17 through 21 where it sucked, divorce today. Hell, divorce year 3, divorce year. I got divorced.
Yeah.
It's just,
Statistics kind of support that, I think.
No,
If
it
you look
does.
over
When I was a
time.
kid, it was like 50%.
Yep.
It's like 50%. It's still somewhere around that,
It's definitely the majority.
Marriage as an institution is, I don't think people take it seriously, and this coming from someone divorced. It just, I still love my former wife. She still loves me. I see her every few months. We get along fine.
That's good.
Yeah. But my friends say I had the greatest divorce ever. But, I still took marriage seriously. I still think it's an honorable tradition that you don't just take lightly.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets. The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good buddy. That is a good buddy. If you're watching on TV or YouTube, yeah, it's Blue Boy right there. Photo of him on the laptop. Oh, Blue Boy. What a good buddy. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. I mentioned this last week. It's in the Times-Picayune today. Metairie Tower on Metairie Road. Old Metarie's nice. I mean, Old Metairie, all it has done is grow and expand. And it's understandable why. It butts up against Orleans Parish. It's always been a nice neighborhood. When I was a kid, it was mostly middle class. And there were some rich and wealthy, like on North Line and Pelham and stuff. But a lot of and back then the footprint was smaller. It was kind of upper middle class. Now most of Old Metairie is like at least upper middle class, if not rich and wealthy. A lot of rich and wealthy folks in Old Metairie. I bet you in Old Metairie there might be 100 homes worth north of $1 million. 100 homes worth north of $1 million. There's got to be at least 100 homes in Old Metairie worth north of $1 million. No, and it keeps expanding. It keeps getting bigger. Goes into Hogs Alley now, across Canal, Street in Old Metairie. Goes past the train tracks and goes past Bonneville. I mean, Old Metairie now, I think people think all the way past LeBar. Old Metairie goes basically to Causeway on Metairie Road. Metairie Tower, this is just a huge property. I think it's north of 4 acres. It's a ugly, late 60s, early 70s building. It's just ugly. 8-foot ceilings. The original guy wanted to redo it. You can't put, I don't know where you go with the service, AC, all that. It's 8-foot ceilings. You can't raise the ceiling into the floor of the next apartment. So essentially you're putting a tuxedo on a cockroach. You're fixing up a crappy building with 8-foot ceilings and too many units and long hallways, late 60s, early 70s design that no one would do today. You're limited. Plus, it's Metairie Road. It's a beautiful street that's got a lot of money, a lot of affluent folks. Look at a place like Old Metairie Village. That shopping center, I bet you, is 40 years old. It's still state of the art and first class and really nice to this day. It's well kept up. It looks good. Old Metairie Tower, you tear down that thing, you could build like an Old Metairie Village type thing and have like upper floor apartments and condos and retail on the bottom. So there's a little bit of everything, literally where people could work, play. There might be people living there that like, I don't have a car. I live here. My office is right down there. I work right there. I eat and shop right here. It's all right there. It's all within walking distance. Now, Metairie Road really needs, if they need to do anything, is make it more bicycle and pedestrian friendly. I mean, could you imagine on the side of Metairie Road, like with a median and a garden and, landscaping, like a bike path? That would be incredible. Oh, and getting rid of the train tracks. I mean, that would be over the top. Make that, from rails to trails. That would just put Old Metairie over the top. But when they, I have no connection to Old Metairie. I don't live there. I have friends that live there. I like it. I go and eat there and I like hanging out there. I like visiting my friends there. I think it's a great New Orleans neighborhood. That's my concern. It's part of New Orleans. I want it to thrive. And I see what kind of neighborhood it is. It's a rich, affluent, upper middle class to rich, wealthy, affluent neighborhood. Redoing Metairie Tower is a waste of time. It's just New Orleans nonsense. Tear that piece of poo down. It's garbage. And rebuild something 2025 nice and new with retail, shopping, and apartments and condos and where people can live, but you're de-densifying it. It's like 300 units or more in Metairie Tower. You might have like 80 or 100 in the new development. You could have green space and water features to, drain Metairie Road with fountains, all kind of stuff. You could make it really plush and nice. Something that adds to Metairie Road, makes Old Metairie even nicer. Not, hey, they redid Metairie Tower. It doesn't do anything for anybody. Except the people buying a unit with 8-foot ceilings in that old crappy building that they just happen to redo with stainless steel appliances and granite countertops and Berber carpet, hardwood floors, whatever. Tear it down already. Tear it down. No, these are no-brainers. That's how you improve that neighborhood even more, and it's already a nice neighborhood. Waste of time keeping Metairie Tower. So hopefully they're going to auction it. Hopefully someone with deep pockets comes in, bulldozes that thing to the ground and builds some, new development, tens of millions of dollars, some brand new development. No, there's nothing worse than when something clearly should be torn down and it's saved. And there's nothing worse than something that should be clearly saved and it's torn down. Nothing historically significant about this building, the opposite. It's worthless. 766-9480 is the phone number. 766-9480. Yeah, I've talked about English Turn. I have no connection to English Turn. I don't live on the West Bank. I don't live at English Turn. I play the golf course. I'm glad that Troon Golf is now running the golf course. Mr. Poon, who owns it, putting more money into it. It's going to be nicer. It should be. It's a Jack Nicklaus signature course. Should be plush and nice and first class. Hopefully, the more money they dump into it, it gets back to its former glory. It's already good. It's already good right now. Just getting better and better. If you've ever been English Turn, you drive up English Turn Parkway. There's a new development. I say new. It's probably been there like 5-8 years. The Arbors. It's like a gated community. Not quite as plush or nice, I would say, as English Turn. but it's gated and there's a guard there and it's across the street on English Turn Boulevard. Then they were talking about at the end, right across the entrance to English Turn, building like 600 apartments. I'm like, there's so much land on Woodland. There's so much land going to Bell Chase. There's land all around English Turn. I mean, English Turn sits like surrounded by all this developable land. And they want to build 600 apartments right by the entrance to English Turn. I'm all for apartments. I'm all for folks in Algiers needing lower priced apartments. There's too many other places to build it, like right down Woodland. You don't build it right next to English Turn. We don't have a lot of nice gated communities, plush things in New Orleans. You want to keep them that way. You want to screw it up? Let somebody build 600 apartments across the gate from English Turn on English Turn Parkway. Another Arbors that's like a gated community. That's one thing that fits in. But 600 apartments that you'd see like in Metairie on the I-10 or something, that's ridiculous. It ain't about rich people. I'm not rich or wealthy. I'm a Metro New Orleans guy. I love the Metro New Orleans area. I love Louisiana. I want to see us do our best. And I'm not envious or jealous. I'd like to have more money. Like most Americans, we all strive to have more money. It's all relative. The rich, wealthy folks that live in Old Metairie, Uptown, wherever, they want to have more money. Everyone wants more money. Pretty much. Because it allows you to do things that, make you happy. And I'm not talking about materialistic things. Gives you freedom to do things. The more money. No, I like Metro New Orleans. I like things to be nice. When you want to put apartments by English Turn, that's not nice. When you want to redo Metairie Tower instead of tearing it down, it's not nice. It's second rate. It's kind of crappy. And you're instead of it, in English Turn, you're degrading the area. Redoing Metairie Tower, you're totally neutral. You're just backing the car in the mud and sort of spinning the tires. You're not going anywhere. It should be a positive, like a plus. It's Metairie Road. You make it a plus. Yeah, English Turn, you don't allow it. You maintain. No, these are easy things. 766-9480. Young's Dry Cleaning, an easy choice. Tired of your dry cleaner? Simply want to experience the best? Tired of putting on a shirt or a blouse for you ladies and it's not right. There's a wrinkle. The collar's not right. It's got a bend in it, a wrinkle. You can't fix it. Something just obvious, a button missing. Tired of your dry cleaner? Want to experience the best? YoungsDryCleaning.com. They've got walk-up locations, old school. They got today's preferred method of dry cleaning, free pickup and delivery. And they got the future of dry cleaning, manless locker locations known as Young's Express. Those are scattered all over the metro. Maybe one right under your nose, like where you live or work. YoungsDryCleaning.com. YoungsDryCleaning.com. Yeah, this ping pong ball keeps bouncing at me, shoot. First, President Trump months ago, we're going to, cut NASA's budget from $24 billion to $19 billion. We're abandoning the Artemis rocket. We're abandoning the Orion capsule, heavy lift rocket, abandoning all that. That's all Mishu. And we're going to go to like SpaceX and Blue Origin, whatever, have these other private contractors put us on the moon and eventually to Mars. That didn't happen. And as a matter of fact, more money is going to Mishu and Stennis too. But then today I read that nearly 300 are getting laid off at Mishu because Syncom Space Systems and handles operations and maintenance out there. They're not going to be doing it anymore. But a new contractor, Nova Space Solutions out of Alaska, will be. Are they going to rehire those 300 people? Michael Heck didn't seem too concerned on Friday. So hopefully that is the case for Michoud in the East.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total Maintenance Kings. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense. Corey Johnson.
With all due respect, Mr. Dennis, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your removed.
Live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
What was that? Well, I said with all due respect.
That lady's cameo is one of the best parts of the movie.
Yes.
Her just laughing at her husband, her getting just hammered, just drunk.
So good.
And then when she like kisses the guys she meets, like, that are part of like NASCAR, they just don't know how to react. It's hysterical.
So good.
Oh, Ricky Bobby. Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now? It's almost 6:00, as New Orleans as it gets. What a great place to unwind on a Monday, coupled with some fantastic food. The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant, a couple of blocks behind Angelo Bricato's ice cream joint. Maybe just some dessert over there. Iberville, corner Talamacus, Katie's in Mid-City. It truly is New Orleans as it gets. It's a Monday afternoon. Brett Martell joins us. Another Martell Monday. Brett Martell with the Associated Press for nearly 30 years. How you doing, Brett?
I'm doing all right, Corey. A little jet lagged, but how are you?
Yeah, you did some traveling with the family or work?
Yep. Yeah, it was family. We went to Australia and it's 15 time zones away. So
wow.
We got back Saturday night. It's going to be a few day adjustment.
Now, how long were you there? I'm hoping at least a week.
2 weeks.
Yeah, you got to, because it's too damn far to go for like any less than that. A week's probably not enough time, right?
Yeah, well, the flight from LA to Sydney was 14 hours, and Sydney to LA is 13 hours because you have tailwinds. But
That's just too damn long in a plane. Is that the longest you've ever flown in a plane?
I think so. I've done some 12-hour flights before to Asia.
I think there's I think Dallas to Sydney exists. It's like 18 hours, huh, Brett?
Could be. Yeah.
I think you can go Dallas to Sydney nonstop. That's just too damn long in a plane. I want to go to Australia, but I think I'm going to go to California for a few days, go to Hawaii for a few days, go to Japan for a few days, and then go to Australia. What do you think?
Well, that would work. I think Japan to Australia is like 10 hours, which by compare, I mean, it's still pretty long, but at least it's not 13 or 14.
Yeah, no, I guess that's going, I'm going too far out of the way going to Japan, I guess.
Well, just the Tokyo is pretty far north compared to Sydney, which is on the southeast coast of Australia.
So what was some of the great things you saw on your Australian trip, Brett?
The Daintree Rainforest, and which is in northern Queensland, and you know, the rivers and mountains there, crocodiles, you know, just ancient trees. And then came down to Sydney. Of course, Sydney's a very cosmopolitan place. Went to a symphony at the Opera House that's architecturally very famous. And, you know, took some ferries, went to the zoo, saw some animals that would seem exotic to us, including kangaroos, koalas, and dingoes. And then, you know, went to Bondi Beach and Manly Beach and stuff like that.
Wow.
It was winter there, so it was more like walks on the beach and not swimming, although some people were swimming.
Like how cold was it down there in winter?
At night, it was in the high 40s, and during the day, it was in the anywhere from the low 60s to low 70s. But it got windy a few days, and then the feels like temperature was like in the mid 50s.
Yeah, no, literally like winter time in Australia. That's got to be strange. And you come back to New Orleans, and it's the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Pelicans are going to Australia. They'll be playing in Melbourne, which I did not visit. That's even farther south. It's the biggest city in Australia, or it's at least the most commercial center of Australia. That's where they have the tennis Australian Open, and the Formula One race is in Melbourne. And so the Pelicans have some preseason action down there.
Brett, have you ever been in the Southern Hemisphere before?
I went to Brazil for the 2014 World Cup.
So the Coriolis effect was in full effect, huh? Does water going down the drain the opposite way freak you out, or you didn't notice?
I didn't really notice, in part because all of the toilets were like these European style toilets where the water just kind of bubbles up and doesn't really circle like in a vortex.
Yep.
So I guess it's water saving type stuff. I don't know.
Doesn't water go down the drain the opposite way, spin the opposite way?
Probably. I mean, if you believe The Simpsons.
Yeah. There you go. You hearing that, Mario Brothers, aka Latinx?
Yeah, good reference.
Sadly, Mario Brothers is 30, and I'll be like, "How did you know about this?" Because I'm shocked he knew about something. And Simpsons. Oh, The Simpsons reference it. Oh, it was in The Simpsons.
Yeah, he flushes the toilet, and then Homer Simpson says, "I knew it." He's going the other way. So,
wow.
Yeah. Any sports you want to talk about?
Not really, Brett. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
It is a kind of a slow time, but it's about to heat up.
Well, I'll fire in some quick ones. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see. They announced the Saints are going to have white helmets at least for a game or two this season.
Well, they got to announce something for fans to be excited about.
Isn't that the truth? I said that exact thing. It's like when you're doing these kind of gimmicks, you got a losing team right now. 5-star Lamar Brown chooses LSU. That was big. That the big D lineman who they say could play on the O line.
Yeah, well, people are saying NIL is all about money and, less about who's coaching and what the fit is and all that stuff. And I don't, you see LSU making a big investment in NIL and they're starting to get higher profile transfers. So, but it seems like Kelly's figuring that part of it out. And he said in that SEC Media Days today that he's bullish on the future of college football, that he kind of likes the way it's going. And he just thinks it needs some more guardrails, and more rules to make sure that it's not still the Wild West, but he kind of likes the idea of, and why wouldn't he? Because the LSU brand is a very powerful brand and they've got a lot of booster support.
Brett, LIV Golf released their official 2026 calendar. New Orleans is on it last weekend in June, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before the 4th of July.
It doesn't seem like the best time of year to have a golf tournament in New Orleans to me.
I'll take it, though. Upgrades to your golf course, City Park South, and the practice facility upgrades, and a 3-year commitment. I know it's sort of fledgling and not a lot of people watch it, but there'll be some economic impact.
Well, you have some big time players there. I mean, the thing is, like, I walk that course all the time, and I don't like to walk it that time of year. I try to ride it, so I can't. Maybe the players are in good enough shape to walk it.
Oh yeah.
But you imagine fans sitting out there all day.
Oh no, of course, no. It's gonna, but that LIV doesn't draw a lot of fans, but I think it's gonna be a good thing. Anyway, yeah. Brett, always a pleasure, brother.
Take care, Corey.
Welcome back. The dingo ate my baby. Brett's back from down under. See you tomorrow, New Orleans.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.